As if some robot is telling me I can't do anything.
It's not easy to go an extended period of time without any sexual release.
Think of your lad.
This retreat is to help you gain deeper emotional connections.
Is blue balls a real thing?
We'll find out.
Right, welcome everybody to another episode of the Love Island cast. I am one of your hosts, Chris Phelps, and my co-host and very good friend is Mr. Dave Horrocks.
Hey there, Chris. It is great to speak to you on the final episode. This is Lust or Bust of Too Hot to Handle. So, I mean, we've speculated on what the fucking hell are the rules in this thing, and I guess we kind of found out. So, I mean, let's go right to the end there. What did you make to how that all wrapped up?
Fucking shit. I thought
Get off the fence, please.
Yeah, I thought the whole last episode was wank. I absolutely, really did for me. The last two episodes really fell off, and it was all about fucking Harry and Francesca again. And yeah, there was a little bit of a twist, you know, that they stood up, then Sharon and Rhonda did, and I'm thinking, well, maybe the ones who've actually cost them a lot of money are going to lose out. And then they shared it. And the thing was, they got it back up to 75k by them two not doing anything in their little hideaway thing.
Yeah.
I was just like, this is shit. Me and Sam was sat there going, this is fucking wank. And then, I don't mean, what did you think there? I was really disappointed with the ending.
Yeah, I think the ending was, well, it was a happy ending, wasn't it?
Great, yeah.
No pun intended. So, no, I thought it was disappointing, to be honest. You know, I've enjoyed all the episodes coming through and getting to the end, but then, yeah, the end was pretty disappointing because I'd text you, didn't I? Because I think I'd watched it slightly before you, and then
Yeah.
I was saying I don't think there can be a second season unless they mix up the rules, because what they're essentially saying with that is Harry and Francesca, you know, cost the group the most amount of money. So all you have to do for one night, you have to go in the hideaway and not do anything. Well, for season 2, boys and girls, just go in, fill your fucking boots as much as you possibly can, and then win it all back in the final night. So, yeah, it's bollocks for me.
It was bollocks. I think we both like stuck with Kells. He's the man. He's the man.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
I've got a belting picture of Kells that I'm going to use in the header for this podcast. And it's when they're all celebrating and they're all having like a glass of champagne, and all Kells is doing is looking at fucking Francesca and Harry just to say, "You pair of wankers." And I do think there is a little bit of bitterness because I think he's a bit gutted that he didn't go for it with Francesca because he had the chance. I'm not saying they would have stayed together, but I think in the old great egotistical male, you know, bag of tricks that you have, I think that's going to go down as one of his misses that he wished he'd gone for.
Oh,
Because
100%, because he didn't think that Harry was even any competition for him. He was talking about him, you know, he's a little pup. And let's face it, that was impressive because, look, as distasteful as some of Francesca's behaviour is, she's a beautiful looking woman. And she got into his shower there. He's already been a few days without anything. Well done to you, Kells. But like you said, I think there must be a tinge of regret there. It's like, well, if I hadn't showed that rock solid conviction and not gone through with it, then all I'd have had to do was to abstain for that one night. So yeah, I think he's a bit gutted there, and probably still counting the pennies that everyone else has cost him as well.
I know. But like you say, Harry and Francesca have had a fucking all-inclusive sex holiday for 4 weeks because I realised it was filmed over 4 weeks, and everyone else is there. Like these fucking lads have got bollocks like bulls, haven't they? Because they've not been able to do anything, and they all get the same. I honestly think that them four especially. I know, like David and Lydia had a kiss, and Chloe had kisses and stuff. $3,000 here and there, that's fine. But anything over 10 grand, they should have just said, "You're getting nothing," and we're sharing it between because. £7.5 is £7.5 to anybody. It's a lot of money, Dave, isn't it? I know in the grand scheme of things, you know, it'll pay for a holiday. If you had a house, it'll pay for deposit on a house. It'll pay for a kitchen, car, whatever. It's still money that nobody's going to turn down. But I just found that the way they did it, as a wrestling fan, Dave, it actually felt like when you have a massive storyline, build, and then you get to the match and it finishes terribly, and you're like, I know it's all worked out. And I came away from it last night. Now, don't get me wrong. I did message you at 2 o'clock. I don't usually drink, but this whole lockdown, I've been drinking nearly every day. And we were on happy hour from 2 o'clock yesterday, me and Sam. She's on the gym. I'm on the JD. I may have sent you a picture, Dave, as you were working.
Yeah. Thanks for that.
So we had a few drinks last night, but I certainly wasn't levered. And we're both looking and I went, what was the point of the show? If they're trying to beat everything that Love Island is, especially in this lockdown, and this was filmed last April, so over a year ago, and all the contestants have had to keep their social media stuff quiet. They're not allowed, because no one knew who they were before this, obviously, unless someone was going to reveal it.
Yeah.
They've had to keep, and then there was posts being fired up this week by various people within in the show, and they've got official blue ticks now, Instagram and all that, so they're going to get a lot of work out of it. But I just found it, came away thinking, what was the actual point of this at all? Because basically, it's like being at school. One dickhead in your class gets you all in detention, and the whole class suffers because them two were just freeloading the whole time. And now, when you look back, you think, you know what? Fair fucks to you, because it was just they got rewarded for being assholes, basically.
That one dickhead at school, that was you, that wasn't it?
No, I was a good boy at school, Dave. I was well, no, actually, you're probably right. I was the gobby one, yeah, the gobby mouthy one who thought he was hilarious. Yeah, that was usually me, Dave.
No, you're right. I'm genuinely not sure what the show's message is, because, like you say, they gave Francesca and Harry, who did they do any growing whatsoever, apart from
Harry
in the
might have done a
bedroom?
few times. Well, he did say the boyfriend dick, so I don't know how big he grew, Dave. But yeah, he did go some.
Yeah, self plugs there. So I tell you what, if it's about kind of growing as a person and you know becoming more spiritual and whatever, I actually think probably Sharon and David, both of those seem to show a bit of growth, in terms of that
Yeah.
where they were, and I guess even more for Sharon if I was to pick one person. Because, I mean, Rhonda as well, I thought she did really well. But in the very first episodes, it was clear that she came in knowing that there was something wrong. So she kind of wanted to fix herself. Whereas Sharon didn't seem that bothered by it, and he had that bit of a wobble, didn't he, a few episodes in. And by the end of it, they're FaceTiming with Rhonda's son and that. And I know you've done the research and I've intentionally stayed away from it, or otherwise known as couldn't be asked. But no, sir, you're going to hopefully enlighten me on what's happened there. But I mean, they seem like a good, genuine couple. But certainly out of the boys, like I say, Sharon and David, they seem to have grown. But fucking Harry hasn't, Francesca hasn't,
No.
and yet they're all walking away with $7,500. So, yeah, what's the point? No idea, Chris.
No, and let's be honest, Dave, the platform of Netflix. Now, this may have been a show that was filmed and then they've gone out to the various companies and pitched it. That's pretty much usually how it goes, isn't it? The production company has an idea and then they'll sell it to whoever. So that might be why we're slating Netflix. It may be the second series that Netflix really go in and go, right, we're going to give $1 million away here. Or you need to, basically people who fuck about, you've got to actually punish them for whatever they're doing. If you're going to share the money, then the ones who've done something, share it by a percentage so they lose something, for doing what they're doing. It just seemed weird. But
Yeah.
before we get on to like the couples and where they're up to now, I just want to talk about Corey and Madison. I still find the way that Lana, which I did message you, Dave, and Netflix has actually confirmed. Everyone's saying, where did you get the Lana name from? And Netflix official Twitter account said, just spell it backwards, which spells ANAL. I'll let you all work out what that says.
I don't think we've got anyone 3 years old, Chris. I think they can all spell. So, but again, what message is that sending, for fuck's sake?
I know, exactly.
I don't know. It's very conflicted.
Very conflicted. Maybe that's why it cost $16,000 for Harry and Francesca.
Well, I did have that in my notes, Chris. I want to come back to that because Jade pointed out to me. I thought we nailed it, Carol Vorderman style. We got the maths, but Sharon and Rhonda didn't have sex, did they?
No. So that cost a lot of money. For what?
Yeah. So it's still it still irritated me, and I even Googled it. I was like, too hot to handle, beep in the beep. And nothing came back. I was like, oh, for fuck's sake, I'm thinking about this way too much. So if you're listening and you've got any theories, just send them in to us, because I am not losing sleep over it, but thinking about it way too much.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Now, Dave, let's catch up on the couples. Now, this stuff and information is as of today, so subject to change. I'm only going off articles I've read. So let's go through the couples. Chloe and Corey.
Yeah.
That finished before the show
I'll
finished.
tell you what, Chris, shout out the couple. I'll give you a prediction, and then you tell me whether I was
Okay.
right or wrong. So Corey and Chloe,
Corey,
yeah, no. So
yeah.
okay, that one's gone.
Bryce and himself.
Yes.
Well, David, I have news for you. Bryce was linked after the show with a couple of the contestants, like Chloe and stuff. He's actually had a year-long romance with the Geordie Irish girl, Nicole.
What?
Yeah.
Blimey. Well, I mean, let's face it, Chris. The whole bullshit around, oh yeah, I sleep with a different woman every night. I just don't know if I bought it at all. So yeah, it's probably, you know, I don't find it that unbelievable. Bit of a surprise, because she hardly had any screen time, did she? I think they were
No.
probably hoping she was a bit of a Mora, but
Yeah.
yeah, she wasn't at all. And so yeah, I don't know. Fair play to him. If it's a year, fuck me, they've done well there.
Exactly. Well, Lydia did appear on his boat in a picture, but I think that was just purely a friends thing. She was probably in LA, so that didn't go anywhere. Sharon and Rhonda.
I'm gonna say yes together.
Well, Dave, you are incorrect, my friend.
Oh,
They got out, tried to have a go. She lives in Georgia. He lives in New York or New Jersey. It's 11 hours in a car. It didn't work. She's actually back with somebody else and says that, I quote, Sharon, give me the strength that I needed. I'm now with somebody else and rekindle a romance. So she's with someone else. So I was pretty sure they were going to be the couple, but I understand it's fucking massive America, isn't it? So,
yeah. I guess I didn't even factor that in. You just see them there, and they're together. But yeah, that's a massive difference, isn't it? And one of them has to move.
exactly, yeah. So what about the most? I mean, Kells and that. There's no information on what Kells is up to. I looked on his Instagram. It doesn't look like he's with anybody from the show, because they were allowed to put pictures up this week.
Right.
Like sort of current pictures or in relation to the show. Before that, it was all like, because they're all models. As I put my fingers up quotations. The most controversial couple of the series. I really don't give a fine fuck about either of them, but Harry and Francesca.
Now, this is a tough one, because I think I saw enough, and he's from Australia, isn't he? But I think he was living in LA. She's obviously Canadian. Could end up in LA, I guess. I think I could see Harry moving to wherever Francesca is. So I'm going to say yes together.
You are correct, Dave. So they got together after the show. They were still together in the show afterwards. They then split up for 2 or 3 months and then got back together. And Francesca said, I'm quoting again, she just basically said, it was the best thing we ever did. Now we're back together. We're stronger than ever. And we love each other and everything. And they actually had a picture on Francesca's Instagram of Harry in bed with her kissing and stuff. So, and that's current from this week. So at the moment, they are still a couple. Whether they're going to do it to milk the PR stuff, Dave, which a clever person would do while the show's hot, that would be the best business deal. And I have looked at Francesca. She has already got 1.6 million followers, Dave. So she already had it in the bag. When she said she didn't need the money, she did not need the money.
I bet you were studying Francesca's Instagram quite hard, weren't you?
How dare you, David? How fucking dare you? That is disgusting. I've actually liked 450 pictures at the same time.
I see how this is very un-Phelps-like, to do some research before we record. I understand now how it all started. So.
Excuse me, Dave. It's all on the it's all on the Love Island cast feed, if you don't mind. Actually,
oh no, it's wonderful.
I've even liked pictures twice. Do some proper research. But no, I mean, even looking at her stuff, Dave, just the classic Instagram model. You know, she's done well for herself. She seems happy. Like I say, with any reality show, you've always got to have somebody who polarizes the opinion of everybody, and them two just worked it completely to their advantage. If it was a setup, I don't know, but we're slagging the fuck out of them because they were horrible people. So they did the job at the end of it.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, Chris, we've covered this show, we covered Love Is Blind, we covered Love Island. If I was to rank them, I'd have to put this one on the bottom. I mean, what about you?
Yeah, I'm with you, Dave. Completely with you. I think the UK Love Island has been the best one. The first series that we covered, the second one was, but obviously, sadly, we had the Caroline Flack sad news and that, and it sort of changed the dimension of it. The USA one was pretty good. The Aussie one was a bit of a damp squib, wasn't it? We sort of lost interest, and that really fell off a cliff towards the end. It just
Yeah.
completely lost any momentum. Where we go going forward, I don't know. We have got a show that we're looking at, aren't we, Dave? That you mentioned on yesterday's show, and I have watched the start of it. I am actually interested in possibly podcasting that. Definitely.
Yeah, that's Singletown. So
Yeah.
I think it is a good one. Like I say, I don't want to race ahead because I want you to watch the first episode and then we'll have a chat about doing that one. But it does seem a little bit more like sort of Temptation Island, where you've got these couples, they've split up and going to be tempted by all these singles. So I don't think it's quite as good. It's not as brutal. I mean, fucking Temptation Island, Chris. I love it.
Yeah.
But
It's amazing.
yeah, it's in that same ballpark, and so yeah, I'd be interested in doing that one for sure.
Yeah, definitely. I think, like I say, I'm going to watch it because we've got it recorded there to watch. So we're going to watch it today, amongst other things, and I'll come back to you with the feedback. But it's looking promising from the first 5 minutes. I thought I don't want to race ahead until Sam's watched it because we usually sit there with a bit of prosecco watching any of the reality stuff, Dave. But again, I worked out, Dave, yesterday. We were sat in the garden as we were having a drink and that. We've watched 82 episodes of Married to Medicine in lockdown that are actually 50 minutes long. What the fuck is going on with my life?
Blimey. I mean, what were we watching? Oh, I started going back through. Have you ever watched that Drunk History?
No.
Ah, it's brilliant. So they get like comedians, like in the first episode, the UK one. I know there's one in the US as well. But they'll get these comedians and they just get them hammered and then record them, going through some aspect of history, like telling a little story. And then they'll do voiceover, they'll do actors who are acting to however the drunk comedian has slurred through their words. And it honestly, I don't think I'm doing a great job in selling it, but it's fucking hilarious. And if you
I
watch
was going
it,
to say you're not. To me, I was thinking, are we watching this?
honestly, watch like the first, I don't know, watch like the first 10 minutes of the first one.
Right.
It is brilliant.
Is it
So,
recent as well?
no, I mean, it's on Sky, it's on or Now TV. So it's just, I'd watched it ages ago and just fancied watching it again. It was just quite funny. But yeah, we were watching that, like I say, Singletown. On the, of course, I've been doing The Bachelor, haven't I? So across on the
Yeah.
Bachelor Banter podcast. So that's come out. So we've been catching up with that one. We're caught up now, so that's down to weekly. We said when that one finishes, we're going to go back through Naked Attraction. We're going to do that for something a bit different. And yeah, so watching plenty of TV, Chris. And as I sit here with a thick head and a hangover, I'm thinking, when is this lockdown going to come? What's going to happen first? Is the lockdown going to lift? Or am I going to become a raging alcoholic? Because things are looking like the latter at the minute.
Yeah, you know what? I'm getting there myself, Dave. I'm fucking lunatic. You know me. I'm like 2 glasses of prosecco a week, and that's me done. I'm like straight laced. I've had to go in the gym again today. I've been training nearly every day. I've got one arm, but I'm still doing bits because I'm like, I've got to get moving and doing stuff.
You've got one arm and you're still doing bits.
Yeah, still doing bits. Fucking joking. But also, I did put my jeans on yesterday, Dave, and I put my belt on where there's usually a bit of slack. I was like, oh dear, I'm not wore jeans for 2 months because of me up, because I couldn't fasten them or
Yeah.
anything. Put them on yesterday to go shopping. I was like, oh fuck, I need to start getting my ass in gear. Come on, Chris. So plenty of squats today, Dave, because I can't lift my arm properly. So yeah, plenty of squats and biking. That's what it's about. But Dave, have got something.
Yep.
We watched the first, and this is for anyone listening, we've watched the first 2 episodes. We're going to finish it today of Afterlife, the second series. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Emotional wreck, mate, again. Oh,
Yeah, so I
sensational.
forgot. Yeah, I forgot about that. Well, we watched that one last night as well. So first episode of that. Again, he's sort of spiraled down again, hasn't he? And I tell you what,
Oh,
more than any other show, in terms of just being hilarious, but then really, really emotional and tugging on the heartstrings. I don't know of another show like it, and yeah, absolutely brilliant. But I don't want to binge. It's going to be so easy. There's only 6 episodes, and I
yeah.
kind of want to binge it, but then sort of holding back because I want to savor it as well.
It's amazing. Well, like I say, we're 2 in, and I know we're probably going to watch them today. I've done quite a good job this morning. I've got in the gym and that, and Sam's doing painting in the kitchen, so I've done quite well as a podcast. So I'm not
Yeah,
saying it's in
yeah.
the
I
kitchen,
tell you,
but
did you notice, Chris? Though it was when he goes with his sort of brother-in-law kind of
yeah.
thing to the yoga place, and then his brother-in-law is like, "See you next Tuesday." And it's like,
Oh my
"Oh, you've got that right."
Yeah. Oh, I was crying. Honestly, we were crying. Some of the stuff that was being which come out, it's just so it's observational humor, but the one line is in it. And like you say, Dave, I'm one of these like I suppose it's growing up like being the oldest of 9 kids. You never showing your emotion properly. Do you know what I mean? And
Yeah,
always hiding it, always trying to be like tough and everything. Especially where I came from, it's like you can't show weakness. In the middle of Old Trafford, you get levered if someone saw you crying or whatever. So you'd have to. I never ever cried. I'll cry when I watch Rocky 5 when he gets up from Tommy Morrison and Mickey tells him to get up. I've told you that before.
yeah,
Something dead serious. I'm sort of like quite stood there like, right, this is fucking terrible. I don't want to show any emotion, but this, fuck me. I've had to have a hoodie on when it's 21 degrees because I'm sat there. Are you crying? No, 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 no. Oh, no, it's a bit of dust, I think. But yeah, honestly, I'm with you. I've never seen a show get me in the feels so much. I know people have watched it, messaged me, they haven't told me what's happened, but they're like, you're going to be absolutely blubbering like a mess by the end of it. So I'm really looking forward to going through it. However, Dave, sorry, go on.
no, no, yeah, completely agree. I mean, I'm the same. I don't mind it as much. Quite happy to just well up a bit, give you a lump in the throat. I mean, and Ricky Gervais, he doesn't get much credit for his acting, but when he's in his low moments, fucking hell, I think he's brilliant.
Yeah, it's relatable and real. And like I've said about extras, I got to the party with extras late, but when I did the extra work, it's exactly the fucking same. Even though that
Yeah,
was filmed like mid 2000s, it still never changed. I was doing extra work up to like 2018, and it's still the same. You get treated like shit. The way he did that dynamic is fantastic, and I think that's what he hits. The things he does, he hits home so well. He's either his research or his general observations of things are fucking sense. I know Stephen Merchant, especially The Office, he was all in on that one, as well as extras and
yeah,
stuff. So I'm not just giving it all to him, but the writing people he must have for this, oh, it's fucking amazing,
yeah,
amazing.
yeah.
I'm with you on that. There is another film actually for anyone in lockdown. It came out yesterday, same time as Afterlife 2, and again, rave reviews. It's Chris Hemsworth, good old Thor in Extraction, and that's a Netflix movie. I don't think the story is anything you've not seen before, but apparently the stunts and the actual action is supposed to be a sensation. I've not seen anything less than an 8 out of 10 on the reviews, so it's supposed to be brilliant.
All right, cool, cool. Yeah, do like Chris Hemsworth. He's a good actor. Like you
It's a
say,
double of
Thor,
me,
really.
innit?
What was that?
It's a double of me any day.
Oh,
So.
he fucking dead ringer.
Oh no, mine's Patrick Swayze, in it. Sorry, yeah, sorry.
Yeah, I don't know. Both equally look like you, Chris.
Thanks for stroking the ego, mate. Yeah.
Well, mate, I guess we're gonna have to figure out soon, aren't we? So stay tuned, and we'll put out there. And obviously, if you want to email or tweet us some suggestions, you know the kind of stuff we like. So, for this dating reality TV, if there's anything new coming on, just let us know, and we'll have a look at it and maybe look at covering that one. But
Yeah,
how would they get in touch with us, Chris?
I like the little lead
Like,
in then,
like that
Dave.
little
Very,
segue there.
yeah, very good. It's like we've been doing this for a while.
Yeah.
at Love Island Cast on Twitter. And I just echo what Dave's just said. Please email in, guys, the loveislandcast@gmail.com, because we genuinely, we're looking around what we can do. We are going to do this single town, or we're potentially going to do it once I've had a proper gander at the first episode. And then from there, it's what, it can be a suggestion from anybody listening. I do think in some respects, Dave, we have missed the boat with Temptation Island because it is so fucking good. Whether people listening want us to go back and do that, I'd be happy to go back and do it because it's a great show.
I think, I mean, I'd quite happily do Temptation Island. The problem is, we know what the outcome's going to be.
Yeah, true, yeah.
So I think, we could do, and we could just comment on, each episode and not talk about what happens in the future, just purely go off that. But I don't know. Usually when we go through these things, we don't know what's going to happen. But certainly, let's keep it on the possible. The possible pilot is fucking a million times better than Housewives of Cheshire.
Oh, I was still crying last night. I was laughing my head off. We had to go to the shop last night. The fucking fire alarm started going off, the smoke alarm. And I was like, I better go and get a square battery. So I walked up to the shop and I had my earphones on. And it was nothing. I wasn't even listening to a podcast. I was listening to music. And I was pissing myself coming back. You just start like giggling to yourself. And I'm thinking, I'm so glad there's no one around, because I was just laughing, thinking Dave's been sat there like, what is this shit? It still tickles me.
Yeah, very good, very good. So, Chris, it has been a pleasure again. Like I say, we'll be in touch soon. We'll be back with a new episode of something, and stay tuned on the Twitter, on the Instagram, and we'll announce something fairly soon, I'm sure.
Good stuff. Take care, everyone.
Bye now.
All we've got to do is just keep our pants on.